morning, everybody. It is race day for the Italian Grand Prix in Monza. As we are getting this started, let's just making some little last minute adjustments really quick. What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, the American F1 fan, Eric Ringle here, and we are live for the Formula One Italian Grand Prix. It is going to be a very interesting race this morning. Carlos Sainz starting from pole position. I'm looking through, just trying to check to see if any of the grid has really changed. No, grid has actually pretty much stayed the same. We know yesterday that my ESPN app decided to stop working as we're sitting here trying to watch the preview for the race. So as I'm trying to bring it back up, like it literally just froze. That's funny. Italian Grand Prix. This is shaping up to be a very interesting Grand Prix if we're all being honest, because you've got Carlos Sainz starting from pole, you've got Max Verstappen second, Charles Leclerc third. I think all Ferrari fans are what they're hoping for today is a good start from Ferrari to potentially keep, Max behind them to at least start the race, and hope that they can keep him back there. I think that's the biggest thing for him, is if he can get a really good start and and keep him behind, it will be a really good thing for Ferrari today. If they can get that good start and they can get and keep Max Verstappen behind. Because as we've seen, they've been able to keep him behind, or they've had problems keeping him behind. And so they really need to do something today that will kind of put them on the front foot. And this is the first real opportunity we've seen this year to see, Red Bull's perfect season, at risk. And Max is going for, this would be his 10th race win in a row. He's already going to be world champion at this point, unless something catastrophic happens at this point. But it looks like he's going to be champion. It's one of those things that just, it's sad to see, because I think we all wanted a heavier championship fight, and we're not going to end up getting it this year. Just checking some. I'm going to go ahead and I was going to keep Twitter up, but Twitter has just not been exactly the most exciting Formula One thing out there right now. Plus, I think it's slowing down some of our internet. So we're going to close that down. And we're going to move these right to the middle of the screen. So guys, if you are joining and you are brand new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button for me. That would mean the world. It would help my channel out. We're on a mission to 500. before the end of the Formula One season. Dang it. I'm trying to shift some things around here real quick as we're getting not quite started yet. There we go. All right, perfect. So, guys, if you guys are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. You guys can donate to my channel through Cash App. It is $sign Eric Ringle YT 2021. Sorry if I'm a little loud. I keep getting closer and closer to my microphone as this morning progresses. So make sure you guys let me know in the chat where you guys are watching this from as you guys are watching this with me. And then also you guys can post your questions in the chat. And I will read your chat on air. But this, like I said, this should be a very interesting race. I'm hoping we get some chaotic, some kind of just chaotic finish to a race. Because this season, and I think I've mentioned it on a live stream before, or a couple live streams, that we have not had the reliability issues. Like, there's always one race in Formula One that, literally everybody has the same or some similar reliability issues that take them out of the race and, basically ends the race for 6 or 7 people, and it really just jumbles up points. And it stinks that it hasn't happened this year, but I'm almost kind of hoping that this may be the race, because the Italian Grand Prix has really given us some crazy finishes the last couple of years. You had Daniel Ricciardo winning in the McLaren with a McLaren 1-2, Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. You had the race last year end under safety car. We've just had some really crazy races in Italy, and so I think as a Formula One fan, we're kind of hoping for that today, because we've got to have something that gives us entertainment, because this season has, at times been a little dull to watch. Although I will say Dutch Grand Prix was really fun to watch last weekend, with the mixture between dry and wet and all that. It was really fun to watch that last week. So we're just getting ready. We're about 3 minutes away from formation lap. Taking a quick drink of water before we get too deep into this. I'm also going to share out the streams on our socials, so just give me 1 minute for that. They're just running down the grid right now. Okay, so tire blankets are getting ready to come off here in just a moment. All right, there we go. All right, so we're all shared out on our social media as we get ready to start this race. I really hope Carlos can get off to a really good start today. That's my hope and prayer is that Carlos gets off to a good start, is able to hold off Max, and we see a really proper race between Ferrari and Red Bull today. So, tire compounds, man, they're starting Magnussen on the hards. Jesus. So you've only got three cars starting on hards. You got Hamilton, Bottas, and Kevin Magnussen, which I'm surprised Magnussen is starting on the hards because in interviews yesterday, Magnussen specifically said the hard tires they were having issues with it. Like, and almost every other team was saying the same thing, that they were having issues with the hard tires, trying to get them, to really flip on and to really get them going in the right direction. And the car was nowhere. Whereas, the softs and the mediums were kind of the tires to be on, especially in qualifying. You saw qualifying yesterday that the mediums and softs were a much better tire. So I'm kind of surprised there, but everybody else is on the medium compound tire. I got to change the race control messages as it has not updated since the race control yesterday, it looks like. Looks like it's just updating. It's just updating extremely slowly this morning. There we go. So we'll see. I'll check that again here in a little bit, see if it's updating or not, updating correctly. So weekend attendance at the Italian Grand Prix, 304,134. I'm sure that that's probably down compared to last year because last year Ferrari was still in the battle for the championship. So I think a lot of Ferrari fans were still you know still wanting to see the team succeed. Carlos is way ahead of the rest of the pack. Like, Max has held up the rest of the pack, although Carlos is finally starting to slow it down just a tad and letting everybody gather up behind him. Oh, Yuki Tsunoda is out. Engine has let go for Yuki on the formation lap. That sucker is smoking. Get out of the car, because that's probably getting ready to light a fire, if I would guess. So race will not start, would be my assumption here. Yep, yellow flag has come out. So they're not going to allow, I guarantee you, they're not going to allow this to start now. We're trying to work to get the, because it looks like race control's messages are coming through a little bit late. Yeah, so Martin Brundle just correctly said what's going to happen. Now it's going to be an aborted start, and then we'll send the cars back around the track again. Yeah, they've got to find an escape road for that car, because the one gate that's right there next to him. So we're going to lose a lap of the race now because of this, because they're having to re-go on another formation lap. Yuki Tsunoda and AlphaTauri their car has improved so much, but their luck is just still not there. Like so, Liam Lawson's basically carrying the flag for AlphaTauri today, which is not exactly the one thing you would want is to have a rookie driver who literally drove his first Grand Prix last weekend. Like it's just it that's not exactly what you were hoping for today. They still haven't gotten that car moved. I'm wondering if they're going to have to red flag this and send everybody to the pits. Because Yuki's car is still sitting there at the edge and they haven't brought out anybody to remove that car. I'm wondering if they're going to have to send him to the pits. I'm going to refresh my timing screen so if you see everything kind of yeah, you could and then there's smoke coming out of the cockpit, oh man. We're going to refresh this screen really quick. So if you see a blank screen, you'll know that I am literally just sending an update to the timing screens. There we go. Race control messages are now finally coming through correctly. Gotta take off our little map here. There we go. All right, now we're back. There we go. So double yellows, they're on the grid again. So we still haven't seen anything from race control yet is what they're going to allow these teams to do. But you see the teams gathering up at the front of the pit lane right now. There's two guys on the freaking front main stretch. Who are they? What team are they from? Because no decision has been sent by what the hell is going on? What are they doing? We're still not seeing anything from race control, which is a little concerning that okay, so they got the car in the back of the truck already, which was pretty quick. Now the marshals are telling them, but that's good for the marshals to be telling them what's going on, but now tell the fans what's going on. Okay, so it looks like they're allowing folks onto the grid. There needs to be more communication here. Jesus Christ, FIA, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. There's been no. Yeah, I mean, technically they're right. I mean, it should be a red flag now because they did abort the lap or did abort the start. Then they went on another formation lap, which took a lap off of the boards. I'm still waiting to see, but we're not hearing any word from, and there's no word from race control right now. What is going to be done? Excuse me. Yeah, so Red Bull, because those were two Red Bull mechanics that were on the grid before there was even any kind of discussion of what was going to happen. I'm wondering if Red Bull's going to get penalized for that. See, and that's the kind. So I don't know if you guys can hear the audio that I'm hearing, but if you guys are watching it with the audio down, David Croft just asked if the teams would be able to change their tires during this time. I wouldn't think so because this race hasn't been red flagged. I mean, technically the race has started because they've had to count down a lap, but like it technically hasn't really started. So okay. So green flags have been raised in 13 and 4 sectors 13 and 14. Okay. So they just talked to one of the Mercedes, Bradley Lord, the communications director for Mercedes, and he has clearly stated that they will not be allowed to change tires on the grid. They won't be even able to remove the tires from the cars themselves. So whatever tires they're on now is going to be the tires that they're starting this race on once we get the race started. Formation lap will start in 7 minutes time. That's the communication from the FIA as of right now. It'll start at 15:20 Italian the time in Italy. Some of the people have found some of the weirdest places to sit. They were just showing almost a forest right on the edge of the track, and there are just people sitting there. That's funny. That is absolutely hilarious. I'm looking up. I'm gonna pull up Twitter here real quick. See if we're getting any. Some of the weirdest pictures show up of people like I, Rob Myers is probably one of the biggest trolls on Formula One Twitter. He literally, he can't help himself but to literally sit there and just continually rip the FIA. We're like, it's been almost 3 years now. Like, let's get out of the nothing's gonna change from 2021, bro. Like, just unfortunately, we're just gonna have to let it go now. So teams are reporting now as well that I just reported the third formation lap will get underway at 15:20 local time. So that'll be in about 4 minutes time. We'll get that. Naran Harwani, it's not who you think it is. 10 minutes into, Max Verstappen is still not taking Carlos Sainz for the race lead. Very nice. I'm still wondering though, because you had two Red Bull mechanics that literally jumped the wall before anybody was released to go to the grid. I'm wondering if the FIA is going to find out who those guys were and penalize that particular team, because I would think that they'd have to. Sorry, I got to turn this down just a tad. I'm trying not to get a. I know there's a lot of people that love to just go ahead and at least let the audio play. I'm not going to take my chances. My son just said he can hear me. Rebels doesn't. You'll love to see when he... Chris on Formula One Twitter goes, almost an entire F1 community is wishing for scenarios where Ferrari wins or Red Bull just doesn't. You love to see when a community comes together. Jesus, that's horrible. But it's true. I think there's a lot of people that kind of want to uh, see somebody else other than Red Bull win on merit alone, I guess, if you want to call it that. So we should be moving in 2 minutes, in about 2 minutes. I rub my eyes. Let's see. I don't know how true that is, so I'm not going to report it yet unless I hear about it. Something about Lewis Hamilton's car came across literally 2 seconds ago. I can't imagine that was allowed because it technically wasn't a red flag. They're covering tires again, which is weird. Because it is now 15:20, and they're not even anywhere close to releasing these cars. It would be 15:20 their local time right now. So there's rumor that Lewis Hamilton mentioned a feeling of too much understeer on the formation lap, and so they took a one click of the front wing out during this stop for the formation. Okay, so they're on another formation lap, so we'll now be down to just 51 laps in this race. Third formation lap. I wonder how many times you could say that from a Formula One race. We've lost 2 laps, 1 car. This is turning out to be a great start to the race weekend so far. How is Chris Medlin on Formula One Twitter not verified? I see his tweets all the time. It's just funny that he's somehow not verified on Twitter. So again, covering tire compounds, the only 3 drivers not to start on mediums are Hamilton, Bottas, and Magnussen. Again, I'm questioning the Magnussen being on the hard compound tire because he complained about him all day. After qualifying yesterday, he was complaining about him. Carlos is going way too quickly to line up on this grid. Max is like literally a whole full 2 corner, almost a corner behind him. Now everybody slows down. So now we're starting to see everybody kind of gather back up again here. No, don't take him out. Claire Coker on Formula on Twitter says, "Come on, Carlos, take one for the grid and take 33 out at the start." That's stupid. Yeah. So Carlos Sainz ruins his race by taking out Max Verstappen just for everybody else. Shut up. That's such a stupid. That's so dumb. All right, here we go. Lining up for the 3rd time now on the grid. Carlos has been sitting there an awfully long time, though. He got to that grid quick. And Lance Stroll being the last car, he pulls into his grid spot. Hopefully everybody pulled into the right grid position. And we are underway. Carlos with a great start. He's going to get in front of Max. Nice job, Carlos. Nice start by Carlos Sainz, although Charles is going to lose, looks like. Oh, no. Charles is going to keep his 3rd place. Looks like everybody made it through cleanly there. That's impressive to make it through there. As Charles Leclerc's under attack from, it looks like George Russell there. Leclerc's just faster in a straight line, though. Come on, Carlos. Pull away from Max now. Hulkenberg up to 10th, it looks like. Hulkenberg getting a really good start there. Yeah, looks like he's up into 10th. He's gotten past Fernando, Lawson, Sargent. Yeah. Come on, Carlos. You got to pull away from Max. Somehow showing Sonoda at the pit exit. That's weird. It looks like Sainz has got the speed to, we're going to see once we get to lap 3 and when the DRS is enabled to see whether or not he's going to be able to hold him back. Man, almost into the grass. Here goes Alexander past Piastri. Will he get him? Has to give him the room, but got it. Yes, Alex Albon back up into 6th place with a great pass on Piastri. Piastri now down to 7th, ahead of Lando. DRS will now be enabled this lap. Yeah, he's got some porpoising going on in that car. Yep, Sainz, you've got to break that toe. He's just literally just inside of a second on you. Yeah, what a great start by Carlos here. Carlos needed that really good start. Was able to get it. Nice job by Carlos there to get in front of him, not allow him to maybe to slow him down just a tad. Nothing dirty there. Great job by Carlos. Let's see it. Like I said, let's see if he can pull away. Max just ran fastest lap at a 1:25.702. He's literally half a second off of Carlos Sainz. How are they allowed to go so wide on that corner? Jesus. I love how Max gets on the radio. He's already slide. Like, dude, shut up. Just rate it. Like, I don't need to hear these just like. Can we please start picking up the transmissions that make the most sense to hear, not these stupid like, he's sliding all over the place. Like, just I don't care. Of course you're going to say that because you want them to you want your team to tell you to attack him. Albon's already dropped 2 seconds off of that main pack. Good job, Great defending there. Now you brought Leclerc back into that fight. That was a great job by Carlos right there. You gave him enough room. Great job there from Carlos. And now that's brought Charles back in a little bit closer. Yeah, Max. No, it wasn't. Shut up, you loser. No, it was naughty. No, it wasn't. It was something exactly you've done before in the past, so I don't want to hear it, Max. Stop turning into the Lewis Hamilton of this generation, please. Good move. Come on, Charles. How are you losing? I don't understand how Charles is losing time. So we've already had 2 track limits, times deleted for track limits. You've had the most recent was Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso. Hamilton got those tires the hard tires warmed up, and now he's starting to really make some headway. Come on now, Carlos. Let's drive a smooth, clean race. Make Max make the mistake. Do not make the mistake yourself. Let Max make it. Yeah, Russell's running extremely slow. Checo's right on his hind end. Good job by George on defending from Checo there. Yeah, Hulkenberg's getting ready to drop back out of the top 10 here in a second. Yep. Alonso just got past Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg would be just smart, let Alonso by, and just try to stay with him as much as you can, because Liam Lawson's sitting there in 12th right now. And he's almost a second, so he's almost fallen out of DRS ranges. We see a little twitch there from Sergio. Magnussen's fallen almost 3 seconds back. Again, those hard. I don't understand what Haas was doing after all the complaints from. Yep, move to the inside, force him to the out. And Charles is right there too. So if he makes a mistake and ends up taking out Max, it's going to help Charles. Russell's fallen almost 3 seconds behind the top three, which is weird. That would almost lend me to believe, because Russell was just as fast as them. I'm guessing it's just that car is just not where they need it to be development wise. This is the closest Max has been going into this final corner, the Curva Grande, going onto the main stretch. Mode 8, Mode 8. They have a lot of top speed for F's sake. This is really good by Ferrari so far to be able to keep Max behind. Carlos is placing the car well, not making any stupid mistakes, basically. Gasly's going into the pits here very shortly, as we'll see. As on our timing screen, we have Gasly going, so he'll be coming into the pits on this lap. So our system is about a second behind what the TV, a minute behind, or the TV's a minute behind what we have on the screen right now. So what you're force him back to the outside again, Carlos. Oh, that was George. That was a late move by George. George, you need to make that move a little bit quicker. That's a little sketchy, bro. That is extremely sketchy. Gasly's already into the pits. What's going on with him? Man, did you see the smoke coming off those brakes? Jeez. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, sorry, Parabolica. I don't know why I called it the Curva Grande. I'm an idiot. Make him move to the outside, Carlos. That's where you're perfect, because he can't combat being on the outside of you. I'm telling you, George keeps making this weird move at the very end, like he's Guan Yu Zhou into the pits. Hulkenberg just lost a position to Liam Lawson. Wonder what that was, because that... Ooh, the jack wasn't working there initially. Man, those brakes are smoking from Gasly right now. Why are we getting a pass that happened on lap 8? Like, good lord. The Haas just has no race pace. Like, we have good one-lap pace, but just... Our pace after that sucks. Oh, this is new. They're showing us the battery level of each driver, whereas Sainz is not deploying it right now, and Max was. So it looks like Carlos had a little bit more battery power compared to Carlos had more battery power compared to Max. Russell talking about an undercut potentially. Great job, Charles. You've dropped us 1.2 seconds behind Verstappen. So when your teammate potentially needs you here, Magnussen's getting off of those hards. I have to imagine he's gotten off those hards. Yeah, he's gone on to the mediums. I'm telling you, that's what every team was literally talking about yesterday. Was the hards were an absolute crap tire to be on. So I'm really surprised that Haas decided to stick him on the hard compound tires. Like they thought something magically was going to change between yesterday's qualifying and today. Like it's just silly. Oh, they both cut that chicane. Penalize them both. Jesus. That was horrible. Yeah, but it depends on where they were before. Yeah, it looks like they had. Yeah, it looks like Sergio gave that position back. He pushed me off. Yeah, you always give him the place back. At least be. Let's see. How did. You weren't going to make that corner if you tried hard enough. There's no way for one, he locked it up. Two, there was no way he was making that corner based on how fast he was going. Sergio Perez Red Bull need to get a clue sometimes when it comes to what they're doing. Like, there's no way Perez was ever making that corner. None whatsoever. Ooh, he locked it up a little bit there. Look at that. Dang it. Yep, and that's the race. Congratulations to Max Verstappen for a 10th victory in a row. He just passes. Just passed Carlos, and now Carlos is already a second behind him almost. Jesus Christ, Ferrari. Sergio finally gets around George. Took long enough. This time the pass was for real. Now Albon's into the pits. These mediums aren't going very long, which is surprising. The mediums have not gone long at all in this race. Yep, Sainz has already dropped 1.12 behind Sainz. Great job. Just looking at timing screens right now just to kind of get an idea. Yeah, that lockup is what cost him. That lockup cost him going into turn one there. That turn 1, turn 2 chicane there. Already almost 2 seconds. Carlos, you need to let Charles by because obviously you've done something to your tires that dropped you almost 2 seconds behind. Hey, Vasseur, make the call now. You better get Leclerc by him because I think Leclerc's faster. Carlos has done so. He's literally now dropped 2 seconds behind. Let Leclerc by. He's sliding all over the place. Jesus. This shouldn't even be a discussion right now. Literally, Charles should already be by Carlos. Yes, they do. I mean, that's the dumbest question ever. They need to switch him right now. I thought Vasseur was going to be the answer for this team, but I'm starting to wonder now if this, like, they didn't bring in a witch doctor to cleanse the pit stops and the strategies and all that. Like, it boggles my mind. I'm gonna run to the restroom right quick while we while we're in a little bit of a lull here. Hopefully nothing happens. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Oh, that was quick. I had to go. That's what happens when you drink water during a race. Luckily, the drivers can relieve themselves in the car. I cannot relieve myself where I'm at right now. Chair isn't. There we go. All right, there we go. Now we're fixed. Come on. What is Ferrari doing? Let Charles by. You've obviously done something to your tire. Let's see how they screw this one. Oh, so Mac. Oh, Carlos did pit. It looked like Max pit at first. I was like, decent stop by Ferrari, but you know Red Bull's going to easily pull out a 2 seconds. So you basically just lost 1.3. So you better have a fast outlap here. Man, Sergio's on a freaking mission right now. He is literally right on the back of, well, he was on the back of, only lost 8/10 of a second. Carlos Sainz did on that pit stop there. Wonder what's wrong with Magnussen's car today. He's literally 11 seconds back of 18th. Excuse me. Turn 2 incident involving cars 63 and 31, Russell and Ocon noted, leaving the track and gaining an advantage. I wonder if Russell may have left the track. Well, they switched Charles and Sainz. Oh my God. So cars still that haven't pit yet is Piastri, Norris, Hamilton, Bottas, and Ocon. Ocon's taken the mediums 21 laps, and I don't think he's losing a heck of a lot of time right now. Uh, some team strategies are really questionable. Why did they pit Norris first before Piastri? Unless Piastri's not complaining of tire wear that much. Ooh, it is under investigation now. I need to see video of it because they didn't show any video from it. Yeah, he did. He he opened up a huge gap on him from that. That's a come on. That should be a slam dunk penalty right there. Absolutely slam dunk penalty. George Russell penalty. 5 second time penalty for George Russell for gaining an advantage. Yeah, because he's already. Ooh, Norris making contact with Oscar there. And Max gets right by Lewis. Carlos Sainz is gaining little by little on Max for right now, but I don't know if it was ever enough. Ferrari, I'm just telling you, Ferrari is horrible at this stuff. Ocon apparently is now into the pits. Magnussen up to 18th. Woo! If you could hear my sarcastic voice there. If they give any kind of penalty for the Norris Piastri collision, I'm going to laugh my tail off. Because Russell is dumb. Russell and Mercedes are just that was stupid. Like Like Ted Kravitz just said there, he could have very easily. Ooh, man, he'd made some hard contact with him there. Hmm. Yeah, that's just a racing incident. Good lord, let's not make that out to be more than it is. Looks like Sainz is really gaining. Because I think Sainz is now. Or no, he's 4.6 back of. He's still about 4 seconds back of. Yeah. If I'm Charles Leclerc, I'm a little bit pissed. Yes, I get it that Carlos is beating me in the standings, but like you need I think Charles needed to be switched around with him, and it needed to have happened a lot sooner. You can't do it now, obviously. There goes signs around Hamilton. There you go. And now Leclerc's right on Hamilton's. Yeah, Hamilton's got a pit. His. There you go. Hamilton's pitting. He should fall back maybe behind Norris here. I think he'll fall back down to ninth. Actually, looking at that. Ooh, man, Alonso was moving then. They got it. He just fell behind Alonso, and he's going to be on a little bit colder tires here. Liam Lawson doing an amazing job today for Alpha. Hold on, I gotta see if I. I was literally sitting here as I moved my. Okay, there we go. The audio is working. I just wanted to make sure because all of a sudden my the microphone cord that is attached to my microphone here decided to fall out. It was just that was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. It's because I keep moving my mic. I try to move it a little bit closer to me, and I think I must have grabbed the mic at some point. Sainz is now almost 6 seconds behind Verstappen. He was literally almost four behind him, or like 4.8, but he's lost a ton of time apparently. Yeah, all these teams are complaining about the hard compound tires, which is exactly what I said was going to happen. I really think Ferrari needed to switch these two around, and it's really frustrating because now here goes Sergio. Yeah, it looks like Sergio made contact with Charles there, but did Charles move under the braking in that right before the chicane there? That looked like he may have moved under braking. Let's see, as they're going to show the replay here. Oh man, that I'm telling you, that looks like Charles moved under braking. Yep, there goes Sergio around Charles. Guys, if you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. We're at lap 32 of 51. Yes, I said 32 of 51. We had two formation laps at the very beginning of the race. Yuki Tsunoda is already out of the race due to an engine failure on the formation lap. Then they tried to send the cars back on another formation lap, but they couldn't get Yuki's car cleared out in time. So that ended up not happening. So they, basically had everybody sitting on the grid. Mechanics were all over the grid. Then Carlos Sainz got a really good start once the race got started, led the first 10 or so laps. And then Max finally gets past him when he just basically made Carlos Sainz outbrake himself, locked his tires up. And it's been Max ever since. As now Carlos has fallen almost 7 seconds back of Max. Unless he's trying to save these hard tires to maybe make one last charge at him. Signs on the radio. It'll be tight to make it to the end. So Carlos, not. I'm telling you, I don't know why anybody's running these hard tires. Nobody liked them within qualifying or the practice session. They just weren't. Norris was faster than Albon on lap 29, but since then they've just almost been about even. Yeah, Max has set a new fastest lap, 125.240. Excuse me. Magnussen is the first car to get lapped. I think Magnussen's getting ready to make a pit stop. I wasn't looking at my timing screen, so I'm assuming. Yep, 3 cars going into the pit. You got Magnussen, Joe, and Lawson, although Lawson's already out. Magnussen out on another set of mediums. Russell's in like literally no man's land right now. He's 6.2 back of Charles, but he's 14 seconds ahead of Alexander Albon, who's, you know, that Williams car is I don't know what they've done, but I mean Alex has really just done an amazing job with that car. Ooh. Albon coming out of Lesmo 2, sliding around. So far, not a whole lot is going on. I'm trying. So Sainz is literally fallen 8 seconds back of Verstappen. Perez is 1.5 behind Sainz, but he's not gaining anything on him. Leclerc's still half a second behind Perez, so there's every chance that Leclerc could maybe chase back after Perez. Like I said, Russell in no man's land. Albon has got Norris, Piastri, Hamilton's on his way. So he's going to have an interesting time of trying to hold off somebody there. I'm going to stand up here just for a split second. I got to stretch my legs out here a little bit. Oh, there we go. You guys can't hear that, but my knees literally just popped as I stood up and straightened them. For future, I will make sure that that when I stand up, you guys will be able to see me. So that at times during the race, I can stand up. There we go. All right, I just had to stand up for a split second there. And Lewis bitching about his tires. Wouldn't be a Formula One race without Lewis complaining about his tires and how they're falling off. Yeah, he's going to give that place right back. There's no way he doesn't. If Norris would have kept that place, I would have laughed. He just knew he was going to get clipped, and so the only way he could not get clipped by Albon was to cut that corner. Oh, he pushed me off. He pushed me off. Stop. He didn't push you off. You were barely alongside of him, and you were hoping that he was just going to let you past. Jesus Christ, these whiners sometimes. Like, he has to know that there was no way that move was sticking. Like, I try not to complain, but like, literally, Lando, there was no way you were making that move. And Hamilton's pulled to within almost a second of this group. I wonder if these hards are going on. So we got 12 laps to go. I wonder if these hards are having a hard time holding up, because I mean they did pit 20s. I want to say mid to late 20s. They started pitting on those. Getting blue flag, move. Sainz is like literally. Sainz has had to just like Literally torn up his tires so bad. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense, because now he's allowed Perez back in. Leclerc's back in. Here goes Hamilton around Piastri. Gets him. Oh, no. Piastri fought him. They both cut that chicane there. Hulkenberg into the pits. I wonder why Hulkenberg's tires must just not have lasted. Ocon's into the pits. Something tells me these hards are having a hard time going to the end. He's on to another set of mediums. Yeah, I will say, as much as I hate the fact that Carlos lost that place to Max in the early going, he's been doing a really good job defending today. Ooh, Ocon may be retiring, it looks like. Ocon's been in the pits for a while. Oh, Piastri and Lewis make contact with 10 laps to go. Oh, Piastri's front wing is broken. You can clearly see it just barely hanging on. Like, it is literally hanging on by a thread, it looks like. Wow. Great job defending still, Carlos. Wow. Yeah, Ocon is out of the race. Don't know why Ocon is out. My guess is that he lost part of his front wing. Because he did have that end plate. Where did the end plate go? Huh. Interesting. I want to see who was at fault here. That's an interesting one. I have a feeling that's going to just be labeled a racing incident. I don't know how you. I guess I could see the penalization of Hamilton on that one because, I mean, he did move into him basically under braking there. That was a little questionable. And Perez just cut the chicane. Trying to see. Oh, of course, the Lewis Hamilton fanboys are out on Twitter today saying basically F you to Piastri. It wasn't under braking though, Sergio. That was not under braking. That was still while you guys were both flying on the straight. I would say you'd have to give Hamilton a penalty there. That was unavoidable collision. Or that was avoidable collision. Sorry, not unavoidable. That was avoidable collision there. Why is it? It looks so weird with Magnussen. He's holding his own back there. Like he's literally stayed with this group. He was given the blue flag like 5 laps ago. And he's like held it, like he's held like almost with that group. Yeah, my decision on that Hamilton move, he at least deserves a 5-second penalty, potentially 10. I would say 5. I would say 5 is probably a pretty yep there, and I'm 5 second. I was okay. You saw me looking straight forward. I was not looking at my screen. I believed that Hamilton deserved. I said Hamilton deserves at least 5, if not 10. So he got a 5-second penalty for that move. It's understandable. So now he's got to try to hurry up and get around Norris here. Get around Norris and get around Albon and build a 5-second gap so that penalty won't matter. Russell's got a 5-second penalty. He's not losing his 5th. And Perez cuts that again. Oh, and then something fell off his car. When are we gonna? Lewis is making the move on Hamilton. Let's see if he takes out Lando on this move. Okay, so he got around Norris. Now he's got to get around. He's got to get around Albon and build a 5-second lead with 6 laps to go, 5 laps to go. Sergio, you can quit being a baby about it. I swear. It's called defending. He's not doing anything wrong. See, now you finally made the pass. Carlos, let Charles by. God bless it. You're a horrible second driver. Let him past. He is faster than you. You've obviously run through those tires too much, and you need to let Charles by. Good Lord, Ferrari. Let's make some decisions and be stern about them. Carlos is hampering both y'all's team's race. I get he won. As here goes Hamilton on Albon. Let's see if he takes Albon out. Nope, didn't take him out there, so we're good there. But like, literally, I get you're racing Carlos for points here, but you're literally hampering Charles Leclerc to a point where now, literally, Sainz is already almost a second and a half behind Perez. Like, Jesus. Let him by. He better get by him on this lap. Thank you. If he fights this, oh Jesus, Charles. Just as I give you credit to get past Carlos, you decide to lock it up. Good Lord. Going around the curve at Grande. Oh my God. Ferrari's got to be the worst Formula One team. Just in sheer, just like no common sense between. their drivers, as Hamilton's finally gotten around Albon. So now he's got to build that 5-second gap. It's really going to be a shame, though, if Hamilton gets sixth and he's able to break a 5-second gap to Albon. Because literally, Piastri has fallen all the way down to 13th with a wing change. That would just be sheer. Let Charles buy for. This is dumb, Ferrari. You're going to take each other out, and you're going to give Russell and Hamilton third and fourth because you guys are idiots and are racing each other when literally you should be caring about the team at this point. If I'm Fred Vasseur, after this race, I am literally lighting both their asses up. And I'm lighting the strategist's ass up as well, because the fact that you've not let Charles by here and let him into some free air and let him try to chase down Sergio is ridiculous. Because now look at this. And you've literally kept it, like Kevin Magnussen, you guys just lapped like 15 minutes ago. And he's literally almost as fast as y'all. So stupid. This is why Ferrari will never win a championship. Look at this. This is so stupid. The dumbest. The dumbest crap I have ever seen. Like, literally, Ferrari is. They're never going to win another championship with the BS they're pulling right now. Charles needs to legitimately think about whether I don't know whether he signed that extension, but he needs to really rethink maybe signing that extension. Yeah, Carlos, by letting Charles buy. Literally, you've let Kevin Magnussen back into this, and he's not even fighting for position, you idiot. Golly. Man, Perez is Perez faster than Verstappen? He literally just cut 2 seconds off, or is Verstappen just bringing this home at this point? Like, look, he's literally 20. Carlos Sainz, you're a horrible like. If I'm Charles, I'm legitimately rethinking whether or not I want to still sign that extension with Ferrari. Because if they're going to allow Carlos Sainz to stay there, that's ridiculous. This is just god awful. You're going to have to give that position back, Piastri. No risk, yeah. Oh, Logan Sargent got a penalty. 5-second penalty. So we got 3 5-second penalties getting ready to be handed out here. But I think the main focus at this point should be the fact that Carlos Sainz has had numerous opportunities to let his teammate go by. Oh my God! You are literally going to getting ready to take yourselves out of this race. Would y'all two knock it off? My God. Perez is I guess Max is just pretty much let off. Because Perez has literally been gaining 2.5 seconds almost the last several. Ten races in a row for Max Verstappen. What a job. Wow, what a job well done by Max. Yeah, I wouldn't even be next to that. Yeah, you just. So stupid. And Hamilton's going to get sixth because freaking Albon and Norris were fighting. You dingbats. Because I'm sorry, but Hamilton does not deserve that sixth place finish for taking out Piastri. Oh my God. That was disgusting. Ferrari should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. And Leclerc, if I'm Leclerc, I'm just telling them to mug off. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, Carlos Sainz literally fought his teammate for the last, 10 laps or so, and cost their team potentially a second place. Like, that is all on Carlos Sainz, and that's Carlos Sainz's fault that they did not potentially get a second place. That's all on Carlos Sainz. First driver ever to win 10 consecutive F1 Championship Grand Prix for Max Verstappen. And I know I should be talking more about Max, but like, it's a joke. Like, Carlos Sainz really cost his team here today. They really cost Ferrari. That was just disgusting. Red Bull becomes the first team to ever win 15 consecutive races in a row. Congratulations, Carlos, for your third place finish. Great job, almost, several times taking out your teammate, and, just total and utter, just non-common sense BS from Carlos Sainz today. And literally almost, yes, I get it. Ferrari's not going to come back and win the Constructors' Championship. But at least, like, Charles was faster than him. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. But yeah. Yeah, so that is the Italian Grand Prix. I literally I'm speechless at this point of what else I could say. But yeah, so Max Verstappen wins the race. Sergio Perez finishes second. Carlos Sainz finishes third. Leclerc finishes fourth. George Russell, who had a 5-second penalty, he'll finish fifth. Hamilton, who had a 5-second penalty, will finish sixth. Albon, seventh, great race from him. Lando Norris, eighth. Alonso, ninth. Bottas, 10th. Piastri, 11th, almost got back into the points somehow. Good for him. Logan Sargent had a 5-second penalty. He's in 12th, which was a good race from him. Liam Lawson in 13th, Guan Yu Zhou 14th, Lance Stroll 15th, Gasly 16th, Hulkenberg 17th, 18th Kevin Magnussen, and then the two non-finishers were Esteban Ocon and Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki didn't start the race. I haven't heard what caused Esteban to have to retire from the race, but excuse me. Yeah, so that's that. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of the Italian Grand Prix. Fastest lap of the race went to Oscar Piastri, so nobody getting an extra point today. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of the race. Guys, slap a like on this video for more live stream watch-alongs of Formula One Grand Prix throughout the rest of the season. And also, if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Like I said, we're on a run to 500. I'm back on it. I'm going to start posting more and more videos for the channel. Start working on more and more of those as the rest of the season progresses. But guys, thank you so much for watching along with me. The Italian Grand Prix, where Max Verstappen has won his 10th race in a row, Red Bull's 15th race in a row, and where Ferrari has proved they just don't know what they're doing. Goodbye, everybody.